my video, process is the key word, right?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I will be doing another video on the K visa process. Today we'll be talking about the different statuses that are at the CEAC and NVC level. Huge disclaimer, so this video is geared towards my fellow Jamaicans. However, some or most of the information can be used even in other countries, right? So I will be simplifying the statuses involved in the K visa process as best as possible, and I'll be providing screenshots of my exact timeline, and where I cannot provide the screenshots, I will provide a screenshot, a general screenshot of how the status check is supposed to be, right? So I'll also provide the link on how to check for your status on your case, right? So let's get into it, right? And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel, right? And comment any questions you may have below. All right, so the first status is in transit. And what this means is that your case is in the process of being forwarded from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, that's USCIS, to the National Visa Center, or NVC in short, right? So the next phase is at NVC. So at this phase, your case will be further reviewed by NVC, goes through further processing, and if you don't hear me say it a lot, everything here is
Process. Process is the key word is process.
right. So during this stage, you'll receive instructions on submitting any outstanding documents regarding your case before it can be completed. So the next phase is case complete. And what that means is that the NVC done them work. They review everything. Everything is on the straight and narrow. Everything is green light, go, right? So at this point, your case will be forwarded to the US Embassy or Consulate of the foreign fiance, right? And I will be the foreign fiance, so for me, it would be at the US Embassy in Kingston, Jamaica, right? All right, so normally during that phase, it normally takes a few days. Some people is like a week or so. It really depends on the country. But for me now, I know from my case, everybody's case is different, right? So my case became in transit by August 29, 2023, and then the next phase it went into already by September 1st. So you see that it's just really few days. It's like 1 to 3 days. So it was really quick for me, right? So let's get back to the statuses. So the next status would be another green light ready, right? So that means is that your case is now at the US Embassy in your country. My country will be Jamaica. And then at this point, you can go ahead and schedule your medical and interview dates, right? I don't know about other countries, but I know for Jamaica, regarding the K visa process, we have to schedule our medical and interview dates. And I will provide further videos on how to schedule a medical and how to schedule the interview dates, right? So another phase is refused, right? Another phase is, excuse my toddler outside, right? Just lose my train of thought, but I'm back, folks. I'm back. Yeah, excuse my toddler. Parents of toddlers, parents of little kids, kids overall, you guys must understand how it is, right? All right, so refuse status, right? This is where, and at this point, this is at the interview stage, right? Once you set your interview, when your medical date and everything is in good standing, and you get your vaccines and you get your documents together that you should have been preparing in advance at this time, right? Let me backtrack, right? So once it's at NVC, you want to make sure that you start preparing your documents. So for my fellow Jamaicans, you need to get your no impediment to marriage done. You need to get your police record sorted out. You need to get any vaccines that you can at the clinic, because the vaccines at Andrews are very expensive. So if you have the money, if you're well stacked up, fine. But for people like me, we're just going by, yeah, take it at the clinic, do the vaccines at your local doctor, right? So make sure you have those in advance. So by the time the case reaches in transit or ready, you're good to go. You just need to set your interview, set your medical, and pay the relevant visa fee, right? And all of those are done online. So I'll be doing videos on how to do it, right? So for the where was I? For reviews, right? This is at the interview stage. This is when the officer has refused your visa application, and that could be many reasons why. It doesn't mean an complete denial, right? Doesn't always mean that, right? They would tell you upfront at the interview whether it is a complete denial. So refuse, it could be lack of your documents. They're not all submitted. So, like I said, make sure you have your documents in line. Make sure you bring all of them at the interview. I'll be providing a video on the documents you will need for both interview and medical. Make sure you come prepared. Over prepare yourself because you never know what they might ask, right? So that could be a reason why you've been refused. Also, if the medical has not reached to their office in time, and that always is a lot of people's reason why they are in refuse. You know, trials and tribulations at Andrew Medical, trust me, it's a lot of delays, right? So a lot of times people will go into refuse for a while. I was in refuse from when it was my interview, November 21st to January 4th of 2024. So almost 2 months. I know some people are in delay for more than even 4 months at a time, right? So it really depends on the case, and it really depends on how fast the medical reach to the embassy, right? So bear in mind that it's going to be a wait, it's going to be a process. My other countries, how long do you guys medical take to reach the embassy? I know that some of you can bring your medical to the embassy, but how long do you guys have delays like us? I'd like to know if we are the ones with slow delays, because trust me, it's just too long, too long. And it requires a lot of patience and understanding. A lot of patience, trust me. So yes, so after refuse is the good parts, the green lights. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So you go into administrative processing or approve. Some people just go into administrative processing, then they go to issued, right? But for me, I went from refused to approved to issued. So some people's cases are different. But let me tell you about them statuses regardless, right? So administrative processing, or AP for short, right? It means that your case requires further administrative process. So that time it could be that they just received that medical, they just received the document that you didn't carry at the interview, and they reviewed it and it is good to go. It's processing, right? And this might take a few days or a week or two, right? So this has to be done before the final decision is made, right? So approve, like for people like me that just went to from refuse to approve, right? And I will provide the screenshots of that, right? So what this means that the visa has been approved by your consular officer, and that your visa is set to be issued within the 10 working business days, right? And again, another green light, it just means that your time is coming. So at this time, you should not pack your suitcase, you should not pack up your things, you should have resigned from your job, you should have resigned from any other business that you have in your country, and you should be ready to go. I know for me, I packed my suitcase a month in advance waiting. I resigned from my job a month in advance. For my daughter, I wrote up the letter for her and gave them the letter so to indicate that she would be coming back to school for the new school term. So you start put your ducks in a row. You don't wait till administrative processing or approved status to do that. You need to start doing those things way in advance. Pack with faith, right? Faith is your best friend. Patience is your best friend. Process is the key word. If you don't know nothing else at the end of my video, process.
Process is the key word, right?
So issued, That's the last phase of this part of the journey, right? This is the green light. This is your hoorah moment. This is your ready for book flight, ready for pack up and go, leave, be with your fiance, right? Yeah, that is the biggest green light out of it all, right? So your visa has been approved and issued. It means that you're gonna receive your visa, the passport with the visa inside. And for us fellow K visa people, our visa and passport come back along with a big gold folder. I don't know if it's gold or yellow, whatever color. I'm colorblind, okay? So this big thick folder of everything that the US officer at the border and immigration control, they will need to review. Is everything on you, right? So they will determine at the end at the flight when you board into their country, they will know, if you are eligible to really visit, because it really doesn't stop here. As much as I say hurrah for this, the journey continues on and on. It doesn't stop here. What did I say?
Process, right? Process is the key word. Everything is a process, right?
Right? But this is just a huge weight lifted off, right? So you can put that behind you. As long as you know that you're not a criminal and you are a law-abiding citizen and you're a law-abiding individual, you shouldn't be worried, right? But it's just a heads up, right? Don't get too comfortable. Right? So this packet, right? You're not supposed to open it. They have a slit once you go to where you need to pick it up, whether it is courier or at the document service center in Kingston. It has a slit in the folder, right? And you're only supposed to take out the passports. That's all you need. But do not fasten at the packet. Don't open it. Don't tamper with it. It's not for you, right? It's for the officer once you book your flight and gone into America, right? So the timeline, right, for me, and I'll post the screenshot of the timeline as I'm saying it, right? So my case number was created on August 21st. My case went into transit by August 29th. Case got to ready by September 1st, 2023. I do not remember the date that it was at NVC, so forgive me, guys. But I'm assuming that it wasn't too long, right? So I got my welcome letter, my K1 FTP, or my FTP letter, September 7th, 2023, right? So I set my interview dates and medical around that time. So I had an interview for the 21st of November 2023, and my medical was before that on October 27th, 2023. So after that, I was in a wait for almost 2 months. I'm gonna spend Christmas and New Year's here. I mean, I'm not complaining. That was my last time with my family for now, and I had a very good time with them. So everything is all about timing, and like I said, process is the key
Word, right? Process is the key word.
So I was in refuse from the 21st of November, that was my interview date, to January 4th of 2024. But by that time, my suitcase was about 80 to 90% packed, because I did take out some stuff, right? Because I thought I was going to be up by Christmas. But again, God is the master of timing, and everything happened in its own way, right? So everything did pack, almost packed by that time. And I already was resigned from my job for the month. So of course, it requires patience, because when you're not working and the money is limited, you have to be so you're on edge, right? You're on edge. You don't know what's happening, right? So after a while, during that wait, we did send letters to the embassy requesting what's going on, if the medical reach, because at the point, what stood us up, what hold us up, was that our medical didn't reach in time. So that was why I waited so long at refuse, right? So we did call Andrews. Of course, that was a whole issue because of the lack of customer service and all of that. up and down with them. My fellow applicants, no matter what category you're in, you understand the struggle with Andrews in Jamaica, right? So that hold us up, and then at some point we started emailing the embassy, and at some point they responded and said it's in review. And then I had to let my fiance at the time contact his senator, and that is when things started expediting. So guys, let your fiance contact their senator and speed up things a little bit better, right? You have to exercise things. You cannot sit down either. You have to try and also push. Also, they said it doesn't come to those who wait, right? So you gotta work with it, right? So my case got ready by, and that's the time that it started moving. Yeah, it started move, and by that time, folks, it started move fast again, right? The refuse is the longest part for me so far. So when it reached 30, folks, by January 5th, yeah, that was when things were going in the green light. And yeah, at that time, a visa went into approved, and that was on the same day as well. And then it went to issue the following on the 8th. So that was when my fiance booked the flight, and we had to wait for the pickup email. And yeah, the pickup email took a few more days. And of course, you know, we had to work our way around that because he already booked the flight for me and my daughter to reach on that Saturday of that week. But the pickup email, because I had registered with the courier online and it was to be delivered to my house, it would have taken a longer time versus if I was to go to Kingston and pick it up myself. So folks, a $5,000 go down the drain, honestly. But I was not about to wait another week in Jamaica and know that, you know, I need to leave, right? So we worked out transport out here, and we go to document service center and pick it up and then fly out the next day. Listen, I was not about to wait another week. We waited too long, and I was not about to let that opportunity go. You understand? So yeah, you want something, you have to go for it, right? Yeah. So yeah, well, that is it really. So I'll be doing some videos down the line about how to set up an interview or to set up a medical documents that you need for both medical interview, how to actually check your case on CEAC. It's pretty easy, really. You know, it's basically you put in your case number, and once you receive a case number, you can start checking where it's at, right? And then they have some shipping dates that has helped me. I was in some visa groups. There was one called the Jamaica NVC Process, and that was a really helpful group. A lot of support from that group. So if you're on Facebook, join that group. I will provide a link about that group down in the comments below. And yeah, there's also another one called JNVC Reunite, right? So that's also a helpful group. Utilize the Facebook groups as well. I mean, there's a lot of fellow Jamaicans going through the same thing as you, and I know YouTube also helped too. And I want to be one of those persons that help you along with your journey, because I am where I'm at now, and I got the help that I needed. So I am willing and honored to help you guys as well on your journey, right? So that was it for me so far. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next videos in the K Visa series. Again, please feel free to comment below. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye.